Hey everyone, welcome back to Robert's Rental Project. My name is Robert, and in this video I'll be showing you how I planned and executed our boxwood and front yard drip irrigation system. This video will be a bit longer, but it will have lots of little tips and the complete setup of how I did things in our front yard. This is the boxwood hedge that I just planted. It has 21 boxwoods, Japanese boxwoods, with landscape fabric on the bottom and black mulch all around it, with plastic resin edging along its entirety. This one here is missing because I need to cut that pipe and then just put the last one and drop it in there, but besides that, all of them are in and they're looking good. I put some mulch on the front of it, but on the area where I'm going to be connecting all the drip system, I just let it be bare for now until I can put all the drip down and make sure that everything works before I mulch on top of it. These are the little drip emitters that I'm going to be using, the 1 gallon per hour drip emitters. And I'm going to put one on each boxwood. Then these 1/4 inch drip connectors, the straight connectors. I got a little pack of 50 of these. And then these two little tools come in a kit, and they are for cutting drip tubing, poly tubing. And then this one pierces the little 1/4 inch holes into the 1/2 inch pipe, so that makes everything easier. This is the hose splitter that I'm using. It's a brass splitter and it has 2 controls on it, so I could use the system and let that run all the time, and then if I need to use the hose, I'll just use the other side of it, so it makes it convenient for both the hose and the system that I'm going to be hooking up here. These are the little cutoff ends for each side of the 1/2 inch tubing, so when I'm done with the whole system and wherever it ends, I just put one of those little caps on and it closes it off at the end. That was the filter that I'm using, and these are the little elbows and the T-connectors that connect the 1/2 inch tubing together. This is a little timer that I'm going to be using. You can use any timer, like a smart timer, but this one is inexpensive and it's easy to set up. This is my 1/4 inch poly tubing, and you're going to want to have some of this thread tape in order to make sure that your seals are all watertight and you don't have any leaks in the future. You want to wrap around all your connections around 4 times. So these, when they're facing outwards, that means that they're off, and then when they face inwards, they'll be on. They're a little hard to use, but it makes sure that no water is going through unexpectedly and inconveniently. This is a little 90-degree elbow that'll make sure that the whole actual controlling part of the system isn't just poking out of the house, and it's actually just going down, and it looks more tidy and not so unexpectedly just popping out from this rose bush. This adapter that I'm putting on here is called a female to female pipe thread, and that connects our timer to our filter. And this filter is really easy to clean out when it's dirty. You just take out the top part there, and then you pop out the filter and you rinse it. And if you have pressure built up in your system, you could just unscrew that little cap on there. That'll let all the pressure come out. Now the filter has an arrow on it, and that indicates the flow of water, and in this case my flow of water is going down, so I'll put the arrow facing down, and that's the way the filter will go on. I'm getting thread tape on all of these connections. And then through every connection that I make, I always test out the system to make sure that there's no leaks prior to the install of the new piece that I'm putting on there. I'll be taking out the last two adapters on there because it was a bit unnecessary, and just connect the filter to the T connection itself. This is a 1/2" poly that I'm using. I bought a bunch of this because it was cheaper to buy it by the big old rolls. And again, the landscape staples and my kneeling pad on here. While you're laying your tubing down, you can use the fabric staples just to secure it in place. This will make sure that they don't come out of the beds or out of the mulch and stick out like a sore thumb. And it's just easier to have it neat and tidy and know where everything's at. And you can just cover up your mulch once you're done putting the poly tubing, so then it looks like nothing even happened, and it all looks like if the pipes and tubes were just there. So here I'm gonna make a T connection, and I'm gonna use a twisting connector that's in a T shape so that it connects the incoming water to the outgoing water to the boxwoods and to another little flower bed that I have up here in the front. So I just make a cut where I need to put the T connector in, and this is a T-connector. It uses a twisting motion to secure the polytubing to the connector, and it's really easy to use. It's easier than the pressure fit ones because you just twist it onto there. To use these, you just connect the 1/2 inch poly and you just push it in as hard as you can to the very end, or at least as you think it is, of the connector, and you twist going forward, and this helps to create a tight seal with the polytubing and the connector. And you want to make sure that you do this properly because the built-up pressure in your system could cause it to burst if you don't connect your connections tightly. So here's the other end that is going to go to the fountain grass bed here up in the front, and you do the same motion as the incoming water and then the same on both outgoing waters. You want to make sure that you have enough on your end so that you can put it back into the kinker. Then at the very end, you want to make sure, again, that everything's stapled down nice and neatly, so that if you have any leaks or anywhere you want to add emitters, you know where they're at, and they won't be sticking out of your mulch or garden beds, making people trip or getting ripped out accidentally. So it's just easier to have everything in place. So this is another section of the garden bed that I'm going to be ending this 1/2 inch at. So I'll do the same process that I did on the fountain grass bed, just on this other side. And again, just to make everything look neat, you'll just want to cover up all your polytubing. These are the little system of how I water each boxwood. It's a piece, it's a connector, a straight connector at the start of it, then the emitter, and then the two sides of where are watering the actual trunk of the boxwood and the root ball. And it's easier if you do one of these, and then you can just measure and cut all your pieces that you'll be needing, which were 21 in this case, to make the process go easier and make sure that all your boxwoods are watered correctly. So here's the layout again. It's a straight connector, then a piece of 1/4 inch, then the 1 gallon per hour emitters, then another piece of 1/4 inch, then a T connector. These are all barbed to make sure that they have a strong connection, and then your 2 1/4 inch poly that are going to your actual root ball. So here's how you connect the 1/4 inch emitter system to your 1/2 inch. You just use this little tool that makes a hole for your emitters, for your barbed connectors. And then you just puncture it into place until you hear a little pop sound. But once you have it connected properly, I just stake down either side of this 1/4 inch that's going to the root ball to make sure that it doesn't move out of place, then water something that I don't need it to water, then my plants will end up dying. So just make sure that you know that you're getting your water to go to the places that you need it to be at. And once this is all stapled into place, I'll just come back in and mulch everything to make everything look nice and cohesive and tidy. And you want to make sure that you test your system out without mulching it yet, because you will have leaks and some places, and then some of your emitters might not be working. So just double check and triple check that everything works as intended. On my timer, it has a little manual setting, so I just turn that on, and it lets me see how the emitters are putting out water. This is a little rundown of the system, or my front yard system, so feel free to look at how I did things here. So this is the other side of the bed that I'm doing here. The left side of the first T-connector for the 1/2 inch that's coming straight out of the timer and filter system. And this one will water a new bed for the future video. So to start your system and your timer, you're gonna need 2 AA batteries for this timer, and then I'll post a website down in the description below, and it'll help you with your watering times, how long you need to water and how often you need to water. And it has different schedules for the winter, fall, summer, and spring, and the frequency and duration of watering that you'll need for your specific setup. In this case, with the Japanese boxwoods, that we are in fall at the moment, I water once a week for 45 minutes. Then in the winter, that'll be even less, Then in the summer and springtime, I'll make those frequencies even higher. This specific timer also has a rain delay, so that's pretty cool. If it starts to rain, you just delay your system for a day or 2 or 3 or more. Then on the other side, the green part there is a manual watering system. So if you see that your plants are a little dry, or I think this is intended for a hose or something of that sort, so you can just manually water through there. But I have my hose set up on the right hand side of the splitter here, so that makes just everything easier. And that's it. If you do the same system, make sure to drop it in a comment below. And if you have any suggestions, make sure to drop those down there too. So thank you for watching another video. Please leave a like, subscribe, hit the notification button, and comment down below with any comments, concerns, or questions, or any recommendations that I can do for upcoming videos, or any problems that you need to solve on your home and gardening projects. Thank you, and see you in the next one.